I'm going to actually connect the LEDs here, okay, and I will connect one or two and I'll show you how the thing going, because at first you can see these wires are too long, but you know what, you don't want really to cut it too much. You always have to give it a freedom, so I can actually put like 10" from each side. That's okay for me. Here is the same thing, so I will leave 10" left over. That's okay. That in the future, if you want to make a change, you can do it. Weights, look, as you can see here, this box, the boxes, the connection boxes coming with it separately here, and this is the light here, and even the instruction that you can read and see how to connect. So that is the box that actually arrived from Amazon. So here I install the connection box here, and here, and here. Here I did not install it yet, but I want to show you how to install it. Here I install it, and here I install it, and here I didn't install it yet also, and here. So that's what I want to do now. I want to show you how I install this box here and here, which is quite easy but a little bit tricky. So I just want to show you the way it looks, okay, after I install it. You can see that is the conduit here. There are 3 wires here, okay, connected inside. Let me show you the way it's looking, because I have to open it. Wait, I'm going to open it. So I open the box. Here is the box. You close it and open it here. And you can see, if I take this neutral here, if you look carefully, there are 4 wires connected to this neutral. Okay, and 4 wires here. Let me show you. If I take this, here is the hat. You can see it here. 4 wires connected to the hat, and 4 wires connected to the ground here. So that's the way it's look. So okay, so what you will find in the box, you will find a connector like this, okay? And what you have to do, you have to really push. You see, I actually cut it like a ½ an inch here, maybe a little bit less, 3/8 of an inch. And what I'm doing, I'm actually press it in, push it in, okay? Sometimes we need a power to do it. It's really need to push strongly in. And here is the second one. There are 3 places, but that connector actually have 4 contact that you can actually connect 4 wires. This was connect 3 wires. I just show you what's going on. What's happening here, you take this wire and just push it in. Now if you need more power, use the plier here, and just with the plier you can put it inside until you go in. Now if sometimes you think it's in but it's not, look at that, it's not. You have to pull it out to see if it's in, okay, because sometimes you think it's in but it's not. So what I'm taking again that one, and I'm just push it strongly. Okay, now it's in. And when it's in, okay, if you look carefully, what you're seeing here is the exposed wire. You can see 2 of them exposed. Okay, so what you're seeing here, you see 3 wires, okay, that I really need to put them in the box, connector box. So you can see that one a little bit longer, but you can go inside because I have a lot of space here, so I don't really need to trim these wires, because I can easily put them in. Okay, so if you don't have space, just trim it. Okay, so what I'm doing here, first thing, I'm actually removing the insulation, the white insulation, as you can see, and I really want to have it, this one at least, and maybe for 3 inch, okay, length. And now I'm cutting it. So here you have 3 wires, the ground, the neutral, and the hat. I'm doing the same thing here. Same thing, like 3 inch or so. Cut it using utility knife. And when you work with utility knife, be careful, it's very dangerous. Okay? Always be careful with utility knife. Okay, so now we have the 3 of them exposed, okay? Just going to remove all the paper here, you don't really need. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you see the ground I don't need to touch, but I really need to go and expose probably 3/8 of an inch the hot and the neutral from each wire. And I'm using utility knife. You can use any tools you want, but I feel very comfortable with it. And you can see that was already exposed. Here's the other one. So this cable is good. Okay, so that's it. We actually exposed all three cables here, okay, so all of them exposed now 3/8 of an inch. And now what we're going to do, we're going to connect the connector box to it. Okay, so here I'm holding the connector box here, and I can open it now. It's very easy. And what you have here, you have 3 wires, but you also have a part here that's regulator and an option and stuff. So this is the electronic box here, but this is the connector really. As you can see, the wire here is maybe 4-inch long, okay? So what I'm going to do now, the first thing I have to do here, I have to actually knock down one of these knockout. I have to knock out one of the knockout here in order to use a conduit. And if you look at it, this conduit is a 1/2 inch conduit because the knockdown is a 1/2 inch knockdown. So what I'm doing here, I'm taking a screwdriver, as you can see here, and it's very easy. I just remove it like that, the knockdown, and you can flip it, but if I have a plier here, you don't want to use your hand sometimes because it's very sharp. Okay, I'm just starting to flip it and that's it. This is the part, it's gone. So now we have the hole here. And what I'm doing now, I'm going to take a conduit. Let me show you. Here is the conduit that I'm taking. It's a 1/2 inch conduit, 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch, okay, and I'm removing the nut. Okay, that's very important, extremely important to put conduit. Otherwise, the wire will touch this and it will eventually go to get a short. You don't really want it. You have to use conduit. Okay, now I'm putting the conduit here, as you see, and what I'm doing now, I'm going to put the nut. It's probably difficult to see. So here what I'm doing, I'm taking the nut and I'm closing the nut on the conduit. Okay, tight as it's matched, you know, very tight. Okay, until the end. And even I'm using the plier here, you know, just to really tighten it as much as I can. Okay, difficult to see, but that's the way it's look. Okay, inside here, if you look here, okay, and that's the way the conduit look. Very easy to do and it's very cheap. Also, I'm going to put a link where to buy this conduit. Okay, so now because I have 3 wires, I have to open the conduit because the wire will go through this conduit inside, and then I'm going to lock it, okay, with the screw. So I can open this screws, just release the screw a little bit, and you can see here we can actually put the 3 wires through this hole. Okay, see what I'm doing, I'm going to put now the wire through this hole and I'm going to connect it to this connector. And remember, it's already one neutral actually connected here. There is another 3 holes here. It's in purpose, by the way. It's actually total 4 holes, okay? Now I'm taking one of these wires, okay? Let's take this wire first. Okay, this wire, just push it through this conduit hole, okay? And put it inside now. Okay, the most important thing is to connect it. So I'm taking the ground now, okay, and I first connect the ground. You can connect anything first. I just found the ground and connecting it to this connector by pushing it inside. It's already connected, okay. I'm taking now the block, the hat. All the hat going to be connected to the hat. Okay, here is the hat. So I'm taking this, okay, hat, and I'm actually connecting it here to one of the holes. Push it in strongly. Make sure it's in by try to pull it out. Okay, and now I'm taking the neutral. Okay, this is the neutral. All the neutral will go to the neutral. So you cannot be confused here. Okay, I'm taking the neutral here, as you can see, and I'm just, you see, pushing it here forcefully. Okay, and try to pull it out after you push it in. You see, it doesn't go out. That means it's inside. Okay, I'm taking the other cable is here, actually push it here already. Okay, and now what I'm doing, I'm connecting again the same connector. All the white, which is the neutral, will go to the white. Okay, so I'm taking this neutral here. As you can see, it's a little bit tricky here because you really need to pull it in. Okay, and I'm actually going to push it to one of the hole in the neutral here. That's it. So it's in already. Now that is the ground. Okay, it's going to go push to one of the hole of this green. You see, the green is the ground. It's going to go in, and it's already in. If you don't sure, just try to pull it out. Okay, and that is the black. The black will go to the black, to one of the black. Now this one difficult to put, so I'm going to use here the plier here, and I try with the plier to push it in strongly. That's it. Now if you're not sure, just try to pull it out and it's in already. Okay, now we're left with one cable here, you see, and it's going to be challenging because it's really difficult to put 3 cables to this hole, but let's see how it works here. Need to give them a space here. Okay, and remember, it's tricky, but you know it can be done. Okay, so we push it out. Okay, here it is. So here are the 4 wires that we need to connect. Okay, and you can go straight away for the ground here. Okay, here is the ground. Okay, we can go and take the ground here and just push it in. It's tricky, but it's in. Now we have 4 wires connected to the ground. Here is the neutral here, you see. We need to put it to one of the holes. There's only one hole available now. And it's in. It's in, you can see it's in, okay? And I'll show you from close distance after that. And that is the only wire left, okay? The only wire left here is the, let me just give him a space here. Okay, it's the hat, okay? And the hat has to go to the hole here of this, all the black going to all the hat really going to one connector, and then just push it, and that's it. So we have now 1, 2, 3 connectors fully occupied. This is all the ground here, all the neutral is in the white here, and all the hat is here. And if you don't sure if the wire is in, try to pull them. If it cannot be pulled, it's in. Okay? So let's look at that from close distance. What we see here, all the hat connected to this connector, actually 4 wires. All the white, the neutral, connected to this connector, and all the ground really are here. Okay? So the only thing left is to close this box. But before we closing the box, we need really to tight. You see the screw of the connector here? Let me show you from here. Okay, if you look at it, okay, you see these 2 screws here? That should be tight, that this really wire will not move at all, okay? So this connector, this conduit will protect this wire from moving and will never protect them from actually cutting themselves here in this very sharp metal. There are a couple of things left here, okay? The first thing is to close, okay, this screw that they will tighten these 3 wires, that it will not move, okay? They will not move. You see what I'm doing here? Okay, now they're very tight, that's good. So now I want to close the box, so I have to push this wire inside of this box. And it's going to be a little bit challenging, but you can do it. Okay, first I'm going to push the ground here, as you can see, and then I'm going to push, I can push actually the hat now. Okay, so it's tricky, but it's possible. Unfortunately, the box is really small, but it should be possible to put it, and here is the neutral, all of the neutral here. Okay, you just push it in, somehow they have to go in, there is a space for it. Okay, so I just really tightened, this box is tight, and this box is closed now, and that's it. Okay, so this is the connector box here that you can see here. I'm holding it in my hand so I can open it now. Let me open it. So you just flip this, this is the cover here. Okay, here's the cover, and I'll actually open it, and you will find 3 wires as usual. The neutral, the hat, and the ground is in green. Okay, I'm just taking it and pull it like that out. Using this. Okay, and that's it, finito. Now what you're seeing here, it's a hole. These 2 holes, I'm going to put the conduit, okay? And remember, there are another 2 knockout that you can use in the side, here and here, which I did not use. Okay, so I'm taking this box now, you can see here, and I'm actually using a conduit. 1/2 inch conduit here, as you can see. I'm removing the nut from the conduit, as you can see. This is the conduit, this is the nut, this is the conduit, and I'm going to push the conduit through this hole I did now, okay? So I'm pushing it to the hole here, okay? And here it is inside. And what I have to do, I have to take this nut here and just put it in. This washer actually will tight this conduit to this connector box. Now, it's not enough, you need to take a plier here, okay? Taking this plier here and you tight it, and that's it. So now we can actually work with this cable here. As you can see, we're going to push it into the conduit. This cable is already pushed to the conduit and it's here. Okay, let me show you where it is. Okay, here is the cable, you can see it here. See? Here it is. And now what we have to do, we need to connect these 3 wires. The ground to the green, and what I'm doing now, I'm taking the ground to the green and I just push it in strongly. It's difficult to see probably, but okay, that's one. Now I'm taking this hat and I push it in the connector of the hat. Okay? And just verify by trying to pull it out. If you cannot pull it out, it's in. Okay, now what left is the neutral. Taking the neutral here, okay, and I just push it. You see this is the neutral wire, and I'm just pushing it inside, tight. Try to pull it out, it's not going out, it's good. So that's it, this box is already been connected because it's only 1 cable. Okay, the only thing left now is to close this screw tight. So I'm just closing this tight, this screw. I will show you what screw I'm talking about. It's the screw of the conduit. Okay, after I close the screw, I can just push this wire 1 by 1 inside to this box, and believe me, there is a lot of space in this box. So only 1 wire, and it's the 3rd one, and now just lock it and I have the connector. So let me show you what screw I have to close. Okay, so this is the 2 screws I just close tightly on this cable, that it will not, this box will not, the wire or the cable will not remove from this box. Open the box. I want to show you what you have inside. You have this 3 connector here, 1, 2 and 3 connected already here, and then you just close this box, and you have here already the connector box ready for the LED light.